Today we're going to install a Ohlins steering dampener kit on a Thruxton R, TFC, or RS. So we've sourced these kits. The bracket kits come from RSV Racing out of Thailand. It's a 52 millimeter kit. Comes with two spacers. The longer one, 14 millimeter, is going to be if you have a fairing bike, and then the shorter one, the 8 millimeter one, is going to be if you have a non-fairing bike, and also two different length bolts here. The dampener itself is from Ohlins. It's a 68 millimeter dampener. This is the new black line version that just came out. We also have it in traditional silver and gold. So it's SD008 or SD001. And then the dampener kit comes with its bracket here. For install, you're going to need a couple tools. You're going to need a 3 millimeter Allen, a 4 millimeter Allen, and then a 14 millimeter either wrench or socket. There are some install instructions in here, but they're a little vague and we get a lot of emails, so that's why we're going to do this video here. So we're going to be installing this on this customer's 2016 Thruxton R. The dampener bracket onto the steering dampener. This only fits one way. Loosen these bolts up a little bit. And then we're going to slide this down, and the distance you want from here to here is going to be 21 millimeters. This is for a non-fairing bike. I'm only going to cover non-fairing in this video because I don't have a fairing bike here right now. So I'll keep going. Loctite on these bracket bolts. It's going to be 21 millimeters from the edge of the dampener to the corner there. So we put those in and we're going to snug those up. Alright, so we're going to start with the bracket here. This is going to mount. You'll see up underneath there are two holes. One key note here, if bikes are 2, 3, 4 years old, these can be rusty. So you may want to chase, I believe this is an M5 tap through there just to clean up those threads. This bike happens to be pretty clean with no rust. And then you're going to install it with the flat part out. So just goes up in there. So blue Loctite on these bolts, and just make sure they're nice and snug. They're not large bolts. This is actually a 5 millimeter. I was wrong on the website on the beginning of the video. It's actually a M4 and an M5 that you need Allen keys. So next you're going to put the mounting bracket on the fork. This is the direction that it goes in, and then you kind of want the center of this like lined up with those bolts. I don't know if I can capture that good, but it'd be better if I get far away. Snug that, don't make it too tight for now. So we just need to make a little clearance here with this brake line, so we're just gonna loosen this up. If you just loosen it the slightest bit so that you can move it, you can probably get away with not having to bleed it. So we're just gonna snug that in so that they are against the radiator there, and then just tighten them back up. So if you just loosen it the slightest bit, you should be able to get away with not having to re-bleed the brakes. We usually double check anyway, just because we don't want any air in the front brake system, but that's what you kind of have to do there to make some room for the dampener to fit in here. Now we're going to install the dampener onto the bike. So remember, we're 21 millimeters in from here. It's basically going to mount here and here. So we're going to do the middle mount first. So this is going to go through the bracket there, rubber O-ring, and then the beveled washer, and then the big spacer, and then this is gonna get threaded up into there like that. And then we're gonna come over on this side. So, fairing bike is this bracket's gonna be down here in this range. Non-fairing bike, you're gonna use the smaller spacer that we provide and the shorter bolt. Blue Loctite on both of those bolts. It's gonna go through there and then thread up into there, like that. So we're pretty good on these spacings here. I've measured it for you, so this should all work out. This is lined up with here, but we're going to do a couple of test turns on this to make sure everything is good. So you just want to check this lock to lock. This bracket I still have loose. Everything else is tight because you're going to make any adjustments to that. Key things you want to make sure is that you have some gap there so we're not bottoming it out on the dampener, and we're able to go stop to stop. On sitting on the bike on the left side tube, it is tight in there, but it will not rub. So that's it. That's your Ohlins steering dampener install.